I'm so glad to see all of you here this evening. My name is Herbert Glenn. I'm the pastor of this church, but I'm standing here in another kind of a capacity. I'm also the chairman of the Detroit East District, out of which this program has come as part of the Detroit East District's youth programming. It's been a dream of ours for over 2 years that at least some of us, that we would have this kind of a gathering by youth and for youth, and with the rest of you here enjoying and finding out what marvelous people we have around us of the younger age. So welcome to Central United Methodist Church. We are glad to have you, and we're glad to have the kind of space for this kind of program. Welcome to the program itself, and I know that you are going to be very pleased with what happens to you and to these young people this evening. So with that, I'll let it happen. I have one announcement, however. You know, the annual Parked Car Award, the Die Hard Battery Test Award, is being offered to someone with a car that has a number 921 BTJ. Now, if you're just testing out your battery, it's okay, but if you'd rather have your lights out, it's your car. And I've been asked to make one other announcement. If any of you have Mr. Eastman's little Kodak with the lights on it that light up football fields and things like that, please don't take any flash pictures while this is going on. It destroys several things, and one of them is eyesight. Okay.
In my day, people knew me as an inventor. I discovered a few things about levers and specific gravity, but enough about me. My friend here is a scribe. It's her job to copy down the Old Testament exactly. From time to time, she reads aloud, claiming it to check her work. I know that it's because she loves Scripture. Right now, she's in Genesis.
Oh, but a mistake. This permit is impossible. 25 shekels a yard. Ridiculous. I should make my own.
25 shekels a yard, pretty steep. But good parchment, it lasted over 1,000 years. Well, you've met us. So who are you? Don't tell me. I already know. You're an audience. And no more mysterious beast has ever walked the face of the earth. Sometimes you laugh. Sometimes you cheer. Here a cough. There a wheeze. A whisper. A tear. We know you well. We don't know you at all. Yet now we're together in a time and a place with a story of worth for the whole human race, of God and of man, how the two grew together in fits and in starts and through inclement weather. It's not a romance, there'll be no fairy tale ending. Our message is clear. Your lot is still pending. For the story either dies or lives in you is either buried by or born again in you. It's a story of faith. Let's begin at the start. Across unfathomed space and time, the world was formed by thought divine. Almighty Yahweh set its course, and with his Spirit's guiding force, there came light and earth and sea, at each refrain of let there be.
In the beginning,
But then God's handiwork is seldom otherwise. All was not lightness and good for long, however, for in the crowning act of God's creation, man, God had taken a risk. Breathing his spirit into the very dust of the earth, God fashioned man after his own image that gave him free will. Pandora's box of human behavior soon opened. Man discovered and pursued evil. Man discovered and pursued wrong. Forgetting that he was made from the very spirit and substance of God, man descended into lower and lower modes of thought and action.
when Yahweh saw how corrupt the earth was, how great was man's wickedness, and how every scheme that man's mind devised was nothing but evil all the time, there was sorrow in his heart. And Yahweh regretted that he had made man on earth. And Yahweh said, I will go out from the earth, the men that I created, the man and the beast, and the birds of the sky. For I am sorry that I made them. But Noah found favor with Yahweh, and Yahweh said to Noah, I have decided to put an end to all flesh. The earth is filled with lawlessness because of them. Make yourself an ark.
Through no fault of the manufacturer, the first batch had gone bad. So, let it alone.
In the 600th year of Noah's life, in the second month, on the 17th day of that month, all the fountains of the great deep burst forth, and the sluices in the sky broke open. Heavy rain fell upon the earth for 40 days and 40 nights. When the flood reached its crest, it was 15 cubits above the highest mountain, and all flesh that had stirred on earth perished, birds, cattle, all creatures that swarm the earth, and all mankind. All in whose nostrils there was a famous breath of life, and all that is then on dry land died out. Only Noah was left, and those that were with him in the ark.
When the flood waters dispersed, Noah and his family returned to dry land. It was then that God had a change of heart.
Never again will I doom the world because of man. Since the devisings of man's heart are evil from the start, neither will I ever again strike down every living being as I have done, so long as the earth endures, seed time and harvest, cold and heat, summer and winter, day and night shall not cease. God further said to Noah, and to his sons also, I will now establish my covenant with you, and with your offspring to come, and with every living being that was with you, birds, cattle, every wild animal that was with you, all that came out of the ark, and every living being on earth, so that never again shall all flesh be cut off by the waters of the flood.
Also
generations passed, again the pesky side of man began to show forth. God became unfashionable. Mankind preferred charms, chants, tokens, and little stone figurines, which, by way of reasoning, could at least be thrown at an assailant when prayer failed. There were larger models for the home, of course, but by far the most popular was a small, pocket-sized, battery-free, all-purpose, instant deity, which came in 7 decorator colors and 24-karat gold plating on request. Man preferred idol worship of trinkets to faith in God. Yet, in their midst, God found one extraordinary man.
And God said to Abraham, "Go forth from your native land and from your father's home to a land that I will show you."
At the time, Abraham, his wife Sarah, and his entire household were comfortably settled in a prominent city called Haran, situated on the left bank of the river Balik, a tributary of the Euphrates. It wasn't easy for Abraham to obey God's call. He had to contend with a very reluctant wife.
What? A voice comes to you out of nowhere, tells you to go into the desert, and you expect me to follow. Do you want I should leave my mother?
Heaven forbid.
Haran is my home. It's where I grew up. How could I leave the theaters and the baths, the evening concerts by the River Balik, the excitement of the open marketplace, the hustle and bustle of the streets? It's all a part of me. It's in my blood. Give me one good reason why I should go.
God says we must.
God? Which God? Aren't there several gods? I thought there was a whole committee of them.
No. One God. There is only one God. He is holy. He created the heavens and the earth, the sun and the moon, the sea and the stars, plants, trees, fish, animals, man and woman, insects,
A jack of all trades.
shrubs, grass, rain, snow, ice, and fog.
Why couldn't you specialize? He should specialize. There isn't any money in general creation.
Extremes, water, and air.
You're a radical. One God. Who ever heard of one God before? If I'd known you were radical, I would have never had let you look under my veil.
Numbers and motion, gravity, light, canyons, thunder, lightning, canyons, waterfalls, and forests.
Oh, well, it's done. I'm the wife of a radical. Might as well make the best of it.
Oh, Sarah, don't you see? Don't you understand? The beauty! How could we ever believed in more than one God before? It's absurd. There's been many. There would have never been able to agree on anything. Hey, only a single creator can make everything work as well. It is like it, blend, and harmonize. The God scheme alone is phenomenal.
Yes.
I'm glad you're starting to see my point.
Oh, I am. But I had it covered up. Real nicely.
Eventually, Sarah was persuaded.
Abraham went, as Yahweh told him. Abraham was 75 years old when he met Haran. Abraham took his wife Sarah, and all the possessions that they had obtained, and all the peoples that they had acquired, and they set out for the land of Canaan. And God said to Abraham, "I will make of you a great nation. I will bless you and make great your name that it may be a blessing. I will curse those who curse you and bless those who bless you, and through you all the communities of the earth shall be blessed." Then Abraham journeyed to the desert called Negev, and as he went, he stopped to worship God and build altars along the way.
Abraham was boy to
Abraham reached the land to which God had led him, God spoke to him again.
It is about you, and from where you are, look to the north and the south, to the east and the west. For all the land I give to you and to your offspring forever.
Oh, offspring. I'm the offspring.
At 75, Abraham was a little old to be worrying about offspring, and his wife Sarah had altogether resigned herself to a barren womb. Yet God told Abraham,
I will make your offspring like the dust of the earth, so that the dust of the earth might be counted, so too might your offspring.
a land to live in, given by God, and the promise of descendants. Abraham was elated. But 10 years passed. Finally,
This word came to Abraham in a vision. Fear not, Abraham, I am your shield. Your reward will be very great. And Abraham answered,
Oh Lord Yahweh, to what purpose are your gifts, when the successor to my house is Eliezer of Damascus? Since you have granted me no offspring, a member of my household will become my heir.
God led him outside and said, Look up at the sky and count the stars if you can. Just so, he added, shall be your offspring.
again Abraham put his trust in God, and Yahweh, seeing his continued faithfulness, accounted it to his merit. Sarah's attitude was otherwise.
Almighty Yahweh, blessed be He, keeps telling you that I'm going to have a baby, and you insist on believing Him. I don't know which one of you is mad. Presumably you, since He's God. You've been out the sun too long, Abraham. You're 85 years old. I'm over 70. Spring chickens we aren't. Forget it. Maybe we heard wrong. You don't hear so good anymore.
Listen, I heard him tell me that you would bear me a son, and through us, generation after generation would go forth to people the earth. Make no mistake about God, He doesn't lie.
He exaggerates, maybe?
No.
A little bit, then?
No. His word is true. Sarah, would you please, is that faith? Please, oh, faith.
Sarah didn't have faith, and the next year, according to her people's custom, gave Abraham her maidservant, Hagar, in order that she might bear him children, since she could have none.
Hagar bore Abraham a son. Abraham gave his son Hagar bore him the name Ishmael. Abraham was 86 years old when Hagar bore him Ishmael.
13 more years passed. Ishmael grew to young manhood, and still Abraham's faith in God's promise continued. But even a man like Abraham had his moments of doubt.
Yes, I'm here. What am I doing? I'm coming great to sand, that's what I'm doing. Why? Well, while I was waiting for you to give Sarah and me our first offspring, I got curious as to how many descendants I'm going to have. Pardon me, a figure of speech. Hey, it may very well be a figure of speech to you, but it's definitely a handful of sand to me. Let me be perfectly frank. I'm nearly 100 years old. Sarah's in the 90s. We aren't getting any younger. I'm tired of counting stars in the sky and grains of sand in the desert. It helped me pass the time at first, but now it leaves me on the verge of madness. Figure of speech indeed. Can you understand me, Lord? Listen, I believe in you. I trust in everything you say. Otherwise, I ought to be out here living in the desert. You know I have faith. It's just that it's getting harder and harder for me to believe that I'm never going to see any descendants. Besides, I always lose count. Sorry, I got carried away. Yes, Lord. I'll be patient.
When Abraham was 99 years old, Yahweh appeared to him again and said, I am El Shaddai. Follow my ways and be blameless. I will grant a covenant between myself and you, and I will make you exceedingly numerous. Abraham threw himself on his face, as God continued speaking to him. And this is to be my covenant with you. You are to be the father of a host of nations. I will cause you to be exceedingly fertile, and I will make nations of you, and kings shall stem from you. And I will maintain my covenant with you and with your offspring to follow, as an everlasting pact to you and your offspring, to be their God. I will give to you the whole land of Canaan, in which you are sojourning, as an everlasting possession, and I will be their God.
Oh, promises, promises.
God farther said to Abraham, as for your part, you must keep my covenant, you and your offspring to follow. And this is to be the sign of the covenant between myself and you and your offspring, which you must keep. Every male among you will be circumcised.
Excuse me. Lord, could you repeat that last part, please? Okay, very good. What does it mean? Are you kidding me? Surely there must be some other way out. I mean, how about a pierced ear? A nice tattoo, maybe? You were surprised at bedtime. Oh, can't you see it from my point of view? An outward and visible sign of an inward and spiritual grace. Almighty Yahweh, your ways are not my ways, but thy will be done.
God also said to Abraham, as for your wife Sarah, I will bless her moreover. I will give you a son by her, whom I will bless also, and she shall give rise to nations. Rulers of people shall issue from her. Abraham threw himself on his face again and smiled to himself as he said,
Can one be born to one who's nearly 100 years old and can serve you Christ at 90?
Then Abraham said to God,
Let but Ishmael fly if you so will it, Lord.
But God replied, still, your wife will bear you a son, and you shall name him Isaac, and I will sustain my covenant with him and with his offspring to follow, as an everlasting pact. Also, I will heed you in regard to Ishmael. I hereby bless him. But my covenant will be maintained with Isaac, whom Sarah shall bear you by this time next year. And as soon as he finished speaking to him, God was gone from Abraham.
Later that same month, a strange thing happened.
Yahweh appeared to Abraham by the oak of Mamre. He was sitting at the entrance to his tent during the hottest part of the day. Looking up, he saw 3 men standing beside him.
My Lord, if I may beg you this favor, please do not journey past your servant without stopping. Let water be brought, then bathe your feet, rest yourselves under the tree. I shall bring milk and bread so that you may refresh yourself before you go up.
So Abraham eagerly set about to make his holy visitors welcome. After they had shared food and rested a while, they inquired of Abraham,
Where is your wife Sarah?
Oh, she's in the tent.
I shall visit you again next spring without you. By then your wife shall have a son.
why is Sarah laughing? Does she mock God?
I wasn't laughing on it. That desert flea grew into my mouth while I was busy breathing, and I almost choked on it.
Nevertheless, when you return to the area, Sarah shall have a son.
Please, you have to excuse my wife's lack of faith. Mine is a constant battle against her cynicism. You have to realize that living in the desert with a skeptic is always a real hassle. Almighty Yahweh, please convince her.
And the child was named Isaac. With great happiness he brought into Abraham's household. God had kept his promise. Abraham had remained faithful. Several years passed. Abraham lived for the time he spent with his son Isaac. No earthly father had ever loved the son more dearly. Abraham told Isaac stories, talked to him about God, taught him how to cipher, instructed him in writing. They went on walks together, watched sunsets and rainbows, caught fish, sheared sheep, went to market, and worshipped. Isaac was the very hope in his father's heart, the very light in his father's eyes.
Then God put Abraham to the test. Abraham, take your son, your beloved one, Isaac, whom you hold so dear, and go to the land of Moriah, where you shall offer him up as a burnt offering on one of the heights that I will point out to you. Then God departed.
God, no, come back! Please come back! Tell me I didn't hear you. Tell me I heard you wrong. Send that man, tell me anything. But please, dear God, not Isaac. Not Isaac. Not Isaac.
Early the next morning, having first split some wood for the burnt offering, Abraham saddled his donkey, took two of his servant boys along with his son Isaac, and started for the place that God had indicated to him. The animal, while the boy and I go on yonder. We will worship and then come back to you. Abraham then took the wood for the burnt offering and put it on Isaac, his son, the firestone, and the knife he carried in his own hand, and the two walked off together. that God had spoken of to him. Abraham built an altar there. He laid out the wood. He tied up his son Isaac and laid him on the altar on top of the wood. Put out his hand and picked up the knife to slay his son.
Almighty Yahweh,
from heaven, Abraham, Abraham, and said to him, Lay not your hand upon the boy, nor do the least thing to him. Now that I know how great is your faith in God, since you did not withhold from me your own beloved son. When Abraham looked up, his eyes fell upon a ram, snagged in the thicket by its horns. Abraham went and took the ram and offered it up as a burnt offering in place of his son.
Seeing Abraham's capacity for love and obedience, God spared Isaac. At the time, man was headed down the same evil path as before. Abraham's test marked a turning point, not in man's nature, but in God's resolve. Perhaps man was worth saving after all. But God knew man could never redeem himself. Only God could.
Father,
Yes, my son?
we have the wood and the firestone, but where is the lamb for the sacrifice?
God will provide the sacrifice, my son. God will provide the sacrifice.
be our guest. May the sweet to us be blessed.
That's in line. Yeah, sure. That's me. Well, why don't we... Yeah. I'll bring him in. Hey, pass me the one. Hey, Brett, too. Hey, quit on everything. Oh, good, right?
Oh, that's great.
Okay. Oh, you know.
Fill this extra one. What are we going to do with it?
I don't know, I'll put it in the fridge.
No, look at those beggars.
Why, we can eat it later.
Come on.
Okay, anyway. Okay. True. Maybe. I bet you want to get. Yeah, got it. All right. You know you can. What do we do now? Good idea. He's waiting. Yeah. Now. Yeah. And that's the most good this time. What's he doing now? Looks like he's sitting down. Do it one more time. Two more steps.
As they watched, the people saw the fulfillment of God's holy law. As they looked upon his face, could they realize he'd taken their place? As they watched, the people saw the fulfillment of God's holy law. As they looked upon his face, could they realize he'd taken
between Isaac and the Christ, each a precious promised son, each a sacrifice. Yet God gave Abraham back his son, his test of faith completed, offering up instead his own, and mercy to us meted. The site of Mount Moriah, where God did Abraham lead, is the place Jerusalem's temple stood, where Jesus taught and prayed. Calvary and Moriah, then, the same mount occupied, though separate by centuries, in distance lie close by.
that his only Son he gave, that whosoever in him believes won't die, but shall be saved. Eternal life he gives to us, not sweeping condemnation. His grace and love alone have won the gift of our salvation.
Christ is risen, risen indeed. We are the light of the world, not a city hidden on a hill, but a banner flown unfurled. We must be as yeast to bread, a true and faithful leaven. By active love, give glory to our Father who is in heaven. Christ's resurrection brings rebirth, new hope, a second start. As you put out the candle in your hand, kindle the flame in your heart. after the drums, bouquets, and second of all, I'd like to call up our musical director, Larry Wolf. Last but not least, I'd like to call up the head director, Ken. I'd like to thank our tech people especially.
Let me just thank Scott and Brad, Paul and Dean, who have been on tech crew. They came in, well, ultimately Paul came in a little bit late to get their name in the program. And we do thank you for the hours they've given us and the time they've given us. I received my bouquet from God, and I don't know what that means, but we were truly given a gift. We were truly given a gift from God when Paul first approached me 6 years ago and asked me to do this. That production was the birth, and this was a rebirth for me. If you had seen this rehearsal 2 nights ago, I told them some pretty nasty things late at night, and they came through, and I told them that I thought they'd done a production that was far superior to the first time around. What I'd like to do right now is I'd like to ask Paul Wolf to come down here and just take a bow and let you show him your appreciation for his gift of Two Sides to the Mountain. Paul?